What's up YouTube, CJ here. Today I'm going to do a little quick tutorial on how to use the archer effectively. And pretty sure there's other videos like this, but I just decided I'd do my view on it. Because I've been playing for 3 years now, and I use the archer all the time, and pretty experienced with it. So let's get to it. First of all, his equipment. Uses a bow, quiver, leather armor, and ring. The bow is, in my opinion, the best weapon type in the game. For number one reason, it pierces. Piercing is, it goes through multiple enemies instead of hitting one enemy at a time like a sword, for example. The piercing combined with 3 shots if you have a golden bow and above, 3 shots if you have a golden bow and above, combined with piercing, absolutely destroys small groups of enemies. If you're an average level 20 archer with a golden bow, you can destroy small groups of enemies that aren't very powerful. And for tougher enemies, I mean, it's not as effective, but just keep your distance. Shoot them, shoot them, shoot them, shoot them, dodge, dodge, dodge until they're dead. Learn dodge patterns, learn enemies' bullet patterns. I'll make another vid about that. And once you got that, you can take on anything in the Godlands. And in dungeons, I mean, pretty much anything. Archer is not a class for rushing. You use a class for clearing, especially if you're using a triple bow. You just go into each room in a dungeon, kill everything. Slowly but surely kill everything. Dodge, dodge, kill them all. Go to the next room and keep doing that until you get to the boss room. Then the boss, I mean, you don't have to worry about any minions around the boss because you can just pierce through it. That's what's so good about the archer. You don't have to worry about an enemy getting in the way. Just unload all of your arrows. Okay, I mean, that's pretty much it for the triple bows. Now, I'm going to talk about the Doom Bow. The Doom Bow is one of, if not the best weapon in the game. And honestly, it's not that hard to get. You have to run the dungeon called an Undead Lair. Now, if you're level 20, you can easily do an Undead Lair if you're careful. If you're level 20 and you have a golden bow, average equipment, pretty good armor, maybe a golden quiver if you can afford it, maybe a paramount health ring, you can easily do an Undead Lair. It'll just take some time. Just clear the rooms. Like I was saying, clear the rooms until you get to the boss, and kill the boss. I'll probably do a Undead Lair walkthrough, since the boss can be pretty difficult if you're just level 20 with no potions drank. But yeah, if you know how to do it, kill the boss, get a wisdom, keep repeating the Undead Lairs until you get a Doom Bow, because the Doom Bow, like I said, best weapon in the game. 400 to 500 damage per shot. Has one shot, but 400 to 500 damage. That is ridiculous when you think about it. Range of 7 too. So as you can see, shoots 1 bullet. This is a reskin Doom Bow. You can't get these anymore, but the regular Doom Bow, I mean, it basically does the same thing. Shoots 1 bullet like that, as you can see. This is when you're maxed, it shoots that fast. When you're level 20 and you have a Doom Bow, it'll obviously shoot a lot slower, but you just have to farm sprite worlds and get dexterity, max your dex. But the reason why the Doom Bow is so ridiculously good is because if you're fighting a dangerous boss, you don't have to attack him for a long period of time with the Doom Bow. Run in, boom, boom. 2 shots, that's around 1,000 damage just from 2 shots. That is really useful. That's why it's like one of the easiest weapons and the best weapon in the game, in my opinion. It is just so overpowered. Nowadays they do not come out with untiered this good anymore. They do not do that anymore. This was when the Doom Bow was made when Wild Shadow own Realm of the Mad God. Kabam doesn't make weapons like that. Anyways, let's move on to the Quiver. Quiver of Thunder is extremely rare, and I'm not even going to talk about that. You're going to have to play for a long time before you get that. But your average Quiver, Tier 5 Quiver, is pretty much the best Quiver. Tier 6 Quiver does the same thing. It just looks different, honestly. But anyways, this Quiver gives you 5 dexterity for extra DPS. Pretty useful. Shots pass through obstacles. So the obstacles I'm talking about are not walls like this, but they are trees and rocks like you see out there. They can pass through those. And they can pass through this little guild thing. So the reason why it's so useful for them to pass through objects, I will demonstrate. If I can load in. Alright, oh, what's going on here? Okay, anyways, let's find some trees. Okay, right here. This is why the Quiver is so good. See an enemy approaching me? Oh, see that snake shooting me? Oh, look, he can't hit me. Oh, yep, because I'm hiding behind trees, but I can hit him because my Quiver shoots through trees. He can't hit me, but I can hit him. That's what's amazing about the Quiver. That makes it extremely useful if you're fighting a dangerous event boss, for example, like a Cube God, and you want to try to get soulbound damage in, but you're afraid you'll die if you expose yourself to it. So just hide behind some rocks and trees, spam your Quiver. It does 290 to 350 damage per shot, so you could probably get a drop from a Cube God, and that's pretty good. So, and also, the other great thing about the Quiver is it paralyzes. So it paralyzes, it keeps an enemy in one spot for 3 seconds, and it's unable to move. This is extremely useful on dungeon bosses, because if you paralyze, it makes it easier for classes such as the Knight to go in and stun them, which when they're stunned, they can't attack. So, when that happens, for example, if you have a triple bow, you can run up. If the boss is paralyzed and stunned, you can unload with all 3 arrows right on the boss, maximizing your DPS. That is why the Quiver is extremely useful, and since so many people play on Knights these days, and pets are so overpowered to where Knights have basically unlimited stuns, you'll easily be able to do that. And you'll be able to get loot. And overall, for the archer, keep your distance, because like I said, he's leather. He can't go in super close or he'll get popped. Don't go in like a knight. Just stay back as far as you can. I recommend using off center. Try to get used to it, and try to get used to screen rotation, because it is extremely effective. Like, you can just attack from so far away without putting yourself in any danger while letting the melees go in and take all the shots. So at that point, when you're that far away, it doesn't even matter how good your armor is or how good your ring is, because you're not getting hit by bullets. Just get in your damage from far away. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how you use the archer. There's really not much other things to say about it. And once you get to the point where you're completely maxed, you have a Doom Bow, Golden Quiver, your maxed attack, 79 attack, I mean 75 attack is how much attack the archer gets. You do so much damage, and you pierce. That's why the archer is arguably the best class in the game. He pierces, and he does insane damage from a distance. And Doombow just makes this class so overpowered. So yeah, I mean, that's an overview of how to use the archer effectively from my point of view. That's how I became pro with the archer. So anyways, leave a like if you want, if you enjoyed the video. Comment if there's any criticisms you have, and if you could, subscribe. That'd be fantastic. thanks for watching, guys.